SPLM advances its recognition agenda in the preparation for post-independence elections. Information Minister Tenywek demands technical answers on MTN costly tariff. And over 50 SPLA-IO fighters quits rebellion over peace effort in Torrid. Warm welcome, viewers of Ssbc. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you're tuning in. We're coming to you live from Juba. My name is Gore Anthony with the news in detail. The ruling party, SPLM, says it is making effort to advance its recognition agenda in preparation for the planned post-independence general elections at the end of the transitional period. This follows a meeting between the chairman, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, and the party's Secretary General Akol Paul Kordit, which focus on enhancing effort to promote unity among members and strengthening grassroots mobilization. Speaking to Ssbc after the meeting, Dr. Akol said the meeting also centered on not only on internal party reforms, but also the wider peace process aimed at boosting the party's national presence to steer the country towards shared prosperity by upholding its vision and mission for South Sudan's future.
In this meeting, I briefed the chair of the SPLM on issues to do with the party, organizational issues in the party, and also issues to do with the party and the country, knowing that the SPLM is the leading party in the current Artigon of government, which is a coalition government that is implementing the peace agreement. We did discuss also the issue of the peace process and reaffirm the SPLM commitment to peace building in this country and ending the transition next year with a democratic election that will have to end this vicious cycle of transitions. We want to assure our membership, our cadres, that we are going to work day and night to revive and strengthen the SPLM so that our party is back fully serving this country and is strengthening itself to deliver peace and democracy.
And moving on to water resources and irrigation authorities, stress on stepping up effort that aimed at providing clean drinking water to the citizens in preparations for the Nile Basin Initiative in 2026 in Juba. This assurance was made in a meeting between Vice President for Economic Cluster, Dr. James Waniga, and the Minister of Water Resources, James Mawich, who updated Dr. Iga about his recent visit to Egypt, Ethiopia, for water regional and international cooperation.
I've also briefed His Excellency about the upcoming 20 celebration of Nile Day that will be commemorated in South Sudan in the coming 22nd February 2026. That will be a very big day for the people of South Sudan and the region as well. This commemoration comes as a result of the establishment of the Nile Basin Initiative member state country that was established on 22nd February 1999. This is very important event that will bring all the regional NileCom, which is the Nile Council of Ministers. They will come to South Sudan and attend the events. I've also briefed His Excellency about Juba water supply household connection. We will be meeting creation mineral consultant agencies very soon. The company that is assigned for the connectivity of Juba City and also her urban areas. The meeting was very fruitful, and I congratulate His Excellency the President for appointing His Excellency Dr. James Waniga back as a Vice President.
In an effort to develop sports activities in the country, South Sudan Basketball and Softball Association secured the World Softball Certificate for Confederation Affiliation Certificate, paving way for the international competition. And a delegation of the association presented this recognition certificate to the Vice President for Gender and Youth Cluster, Rebecca Nyandeng de Mabir, on Wednesday in Juba, expressing appreciation to the government for prioritizing sports. Peter Bull Daniel, Secretary General of the associations, announced that the association is now officially recognized as national body, that is for softball, and in South Sudan, marking a pivotal step in promotion of sports and social cohesion among the people of South Sudan.
We're here with our board members and our players who are traveling to Nairobi to play for the WBSC Africa World Baseball World Cup qualifiers. We came here to visit Her Excellency Rebecca Nyandeng to give her a chance to see the players who are going to represent our country, the under 15 players who are traveling there. And we also came to present her with the WBSC affiliation certificate that was given to us in October. So we're very happy for this chance for us to come and showcase our programs and the international programs that we have going on. The under 15 national team will be traveling to Nairobi on the 2nd of December to represent South Sudan within the World Baseball and Softball qualifiers.
The Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Tut Galwak Manime, reassured the people of South Sudan that he has returned with commitment to enhance national security for sustainable development across the country. Manime was speaking during his office resumptions, officiated by his predecessor, Madud Dut Yel. More in the following story.
Fostering peace, unity, reconciliation, and security stabilization of the country dominated a colorful occasions marking the official welcoming ceremony of Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Tut Galwak Manime, as he takes center stage of his national duty. People drawn from all corners of the country, including national ministers, members of parliament, and heads of security organs, warmly welcomed Tut Galwak Manime to his office premises following renovations.
Coming this morning is marking the first day in the office after the office has undergone the renovations. So the turning over of many people here is a testimony of a man that has come back to the service. A man that is coming back to serve the president, a man that is coming back to serve the country, a man that has zero tolerance on tribalism, a man that has zero tolerance to those who wanted to hold the country hostage, has come back to the delight of many.
The Minister of Information, Communication Technology and Postal Services, Atenywe Kateny, described the event as new era of state leadership dedication, resilience, and positive service delivery to people of South Sudan.
The first day in office today marked the beginning of an era that is yet to start with dedication and is steadfast and resilient, and the good advice that Honorable Tut Maneme will be giving to the President to the effect. We are sure we will take the country to the shore.
With reflections of smiles, joy in the faces of people, and expressions of anticipations as the security organs are expected to work along with the Presidential Advisor to improve the country's security to foster stability. The former Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Madud Dut Yel, Ministers of Defense, Interior, Information, National Security, Roads and Bridges, Public Service, Labor, Agriculture, and Chief of Defense Forces, Inspector General of Police, Director Generals of Internal and External Security Bureau, and Chief of Military Intelligence, among other government officials, attended the official welcoming ceremony of Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Tut Galwak Manime, in Juba on Wednesday.
The Transitional National Legislative Assembly has issued important announcement to all its honorable members. The Office of the Clerk has confirmed that there will be an extraordinary sitting of the August House on Thursday, 27th of November 2025, starting at 10 a.m. at the National Transitional Legislative Assembly Main Hall. speaking to SSBC, and the SSBC rather will keep you updated on any further development regarding the Assembly's proceedings. And once again, reverting your attention to telecommunications matters, the Minister of Information, Atenyo Katenj, has requested MTN to provide technical explanations as why their tariffs are very huge and expensive, putting the burdens on the citizens who are facing economic hardship in the country. This follows a series of meetings involving the minister and the telecommunication companies coming to congratulate him for his appointment.
We had a discussion which is preliminary to the grand discussion that we will be doing some other time. We discussed for them to provide me with a technical explanation as to why the tariff is very high, particularly on internet, prescription, the data prescription, and all the other internet devices. They have promised that they will be providing technical explanation as to this. We will also be sitting to discuss if there is any way that tariff could be affordable to.
Moving on, the government and the World Bank have renewed commitment to enhancing economic cooperation amid the ongoing effort to address economic challenges in the country. The Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Bak Barnabas Choltbak, and the World Bank Country Manager, Charles Anderland, have discussed co-financing commitment between the government and global financial institutions to strengthen cooperations in project and implementation process. Minister Dr. Bak Barnabas Chol says government remains committed to continuing collaboration with the World Bank and other developmental partners to address the country's basic developmental needs. And moving on, the government has warned individuals and institutions against job segregation, saying such practices undermines the country's Labor Act. This warning was issued during a stakeholders meeting on labor migrations and access to work permit amid ongoing concern over disparities in the coordination effort among relevant authorities. Addressing the gathering in Juba, the Minister of Labor and Public Industrial Relations, James Hothmai, stresses that his ministry has developed tougher measures to curb job discrimination among South Sudanese, whether in the private and public sector.
But our people, it happened in Ram, it happened also in Tori, and some extent in Bantu. People were chasing away South Sudanese because they don't come from the area. And this is the Labor Act doesn't say that. Nationally, South Sudanese, you can work anywhere. So we need also to change the mindset of our people. 80% doesn't mean local. It means national South Sudanese people. It is something that people, of course, you will not change it overnight.
I think we've been talking about it informally, once in your office and the other time in our office. But now this is we are formalizing it so that the coordination, as you said, the coordination between the stakeholders is weak. And I think it's this kind of meetings that makes...
The Minister of Mining, Martin Tagama Obocha, and the Chairperson of South Sudan Chamber of Mining, Kweth Mai, has engaged in extensive discussions regarding deepening cooperation between the government and the mining companies towards underlining mining issues in South Sudan.
The Chamber is for the purpose of having a collective voice of the industry. Those who work in this sector have their own issues. They want to develop this sector, and for them to develop this sector efficiently, is for them to have an institution that can present their voice both among themselves as well as the government.
We believe mining can be a great sustainable income for the country, and that there's a massive opportunity for foreign investors, local investors to come and get involved. So that enabling environment is now.
South Sudan participated in the Conference of Agriculture and Livestock Ministers jointly organized by intergovernmental authorities on development and the East African member states. Minister of Livestock and Fisheries Onyote Adigo says that the experts have reached a joint position on framework on managing issues facing pastoralists.
Key areas focus were operationalization of IGAD protocol on transhuman to support sustainable pastoralism, transboundary animal diseases management, which is control and eradication, transboundary livestock disease for better marketing assets, streamlining trade in the animal and animal products within the region and with the Middle East and North Africa countries, strengthening cooperation to address rangelands.
The National Minister of Health announces that a summit on health will kick off in the 2nd to 5th of December 2025 in Juba. Minister Sarah Kilito says that the summit would bring together health partners and ministers from the 10 states and 3 administrative areas in South Sudan to discuss matters related to health issues in the country.
The Ministry of Health is pleased to announce the convening of the Health Summit is scheduled to take place from 2nd to 5th December 2025 in Juba. This high-level summit will bring together leaders and stakeholders from across the country to reflect on the findings of the annual Health Sector Performance Review 2024-2025 and discuss the current state of health in the nation on the way forward for improving health for all South Sudanese. This summit also for shaping the direction of our health sector for years to come. As Minister of Health, I reaffirm our unwavering dedication to expanding access to quality health services.
The National Minister of Trade and Industry, Atong Kwalmanyangjuk, stresses on South Sudan's commitment to global economic and development effort as she returns from Nations Industrial Development Organization Conference and the Legal Developmental Countries Conference, as she spoke to us, Ssbc, upon arrival at Juba International Airport.
The delegation and myself from the Ministry of Trade and Industry embarked on 5 days ministerial meetings in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia and Nairobi, Kenya. The one of Saudi Arabia was on the 21st United Nations Industrial Organization General Conference, which was attended by about 173 countries. And in that meeting there was election of the Director General and other positions as well as the President, where the countries presented and general debates were conducted. In conjunction with the UNIDO meeting was also the 11th Ministerial Conference of the least developed countries. It was on issue of inclusive industrialization, which focused mainly on innovation.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Akwe Bona Malwal, met with the Chief of Missions for International Cooperation for Migration, SORI, in Juba on Wednesday. The meeting also focused on the IOM engagement on humanitarian and developmental cooperations across South Sudan. SORI also provided a comprehensive update on the mission's activities and reaffirmed the commitment of the organization to continue strengthen and support the people of South Sudan in various areas. And with that, viewers, will be taking a short break. When we come back, we'll have more stories for you. Stay tuned. Don't go away. More than 50 soldiers from the SPLM have laid down their arms and officially joined the South Sudan's People's Defense Forces in Eastern Equatoria State as they engage with the SSPDF to join the wagon of peace and stability. The group reported to Division 4 headquarters in Torit earlier on Tuesday and were received by Division Commander Major General Moses Makwal, marking a significant development in the ongoing peace effort. Addressing the group, Major General also welcomed their decision, saying the move demonstrates a renewed commitment to peace and stability in the region. Bishops from 6 dioceses of Episcopal Church of South Sudan, Anglican and Communal partners in Juba for a 2-day for House of Bishops in a meeting in 2025, focusing on strengthening their performance in the Christianity. The Archbishop and the Primate of Episcopal Church of South Sudan, Dr. Justin Badi Arama, and the Governor of Central Equatoria State, Emmanuel Adil Anthony, joined stressed their commitment to enhancing peace and stability across the country.
This year, our theme is taken from the words of the Lord Jesus Christ from John's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 33, in which Jesus encouraged his disciples that though many challenges may come, but let them take heart. And it is these same words that we are encouraging our bishops to take heart and to stand firm and to look to Jesus amidst of all the challenges, that they will continue to stand firm, demonstrate leadership, and be a symbol of peace and reconciliation in every communities of South Sudan.
Your dedication in faith, community service, is a beacon of hope in our nation. You have been feeding the hungry, been in solidarity with people who are affected by conflicts. As all of you know, parts of our country still experience challenges of insecurity and conflict. But you stood by those people. And I believe that with the unity, determination, and faith, together, government and church, collectively we can confront these challenges and our people will live in peace.
And following his reappointment to the Ministry of Petroleum as Undersecretary, Dr. Achol Deng Abel says he returned with commitment to enhance the oil sector options as a refinery as a means of reviewing and relieving the country from economic pressure and the production shortcoming. Dr. Achol says this will be achieved through enhancing policies that aimed at attracting foreign investors into the oil sector. Dr. Scholl, who replaces Engineer Deng Wal through a rotational arrangement, has officially assumed his office. A reporter, Akush Maker, has more in the following story.
Sudan, His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, for the trust he has bestowed upon me, appointing me as the incoming Undersecretary of Ministry of Petroleum.
As he takes back the petroleum baton, Undersecretary of Petroleum Dr. Chol Deng Thon outlined his top priorities, including increasing oil production through enhanced oil recovery, pursuing the establishment of an oil refinery, engaging in discussion with partners in Block 3 and Block 7, and exploring new oil blocks.
Increase of production has been mentioned by Honorable Machara here. So in this regard, with the Petroleum Authority, we'll be working together to see to it that EOR, IOR is pursued and that we need to encourage foreign direct investment through Ministry of Finance to come and embark on funding a refinery, a commercial refinery. We also need to initiate a technical discourse with the partners of Block 3 and 7 beyond 2029, whether we should go for an extension with new terms or we call it a day and then we go alone or get new partners. We also need to launch a vigorous marketing campaign for the new aggregates, all the blocks that have not been taken, and I believe we have more than 18 blocks which are waiting for investors to come. South Sudan is endowed with a lot of oil resources, and it's time for us to venture into new blocks.
Dr. Thorne also emphasized the need to ensure the complete transfer of Petronas shares to Nilepet and to extend the local content policies to benefit South Sudanese staff.
I'm here once again to work with all of you in the ministry. Cooperation is paramount, and South Sudan is bigger than all of us. Long live South Sudan.
The former Undersecretary Engineer Deng Lual Wol highlighted critical areas for Dr. Chol to prioritize, including the Petco export pipeline. Deng noted ongoing cooperation with a US-based company, the allocation of land, and the completion of feasibility studies.
With one of the company, a US-based company, and we allocate the land, and we are in the process. The feasibility study has been completed, and so the investors that is interested, they need assurance from the government and the leadership of the country that their investment will be protected. We have in the export pipeline of Petco, there is Pump Station 3 that has been down because of the crisis in Sudan, and the operation is working by pass.
Engineer is born. Let your people be on their toes, ready to increase the production. The marketing will not collapse somewhere, because the purpose of investment all ends up in marketing.
We are ready and committed to work with you and to support you. As we say that the civil servant, we are technocrats. Our work is to obey your instructions.
Dr. Thorne underscored the need for training South Sudanese nationals to fill positions previously held by Petronas staff and reaffirmed the importance of improving staff welfare. Kuchmaker, SSBC, Juba.
And moving on, Hope rekindles Nilepet as the newly appointed Managing Director Emmanuel Athier pledges to develop stronger measures to elevate the image of the corporation in order to deliver basic services to the people of South Sudan as he assumes his office on Wednesday. And moving on, the National Review Committee for Central Equatorial State on Wednesday held a civic education and public consultation sessions with the state unions of individuals and parents who are people with physical disabilities as part of the ongoing discussions on the permanent constitutional making process. The engagement also focused on constitutional issues, including affirmative rights for persons with disabilities in South Sudan.
استطعنا أن ندخل في فهم الشرح المبدئي للخطوات الأولى في التصغيف المدني عن وضع الدستور الدائم لدولة جنوب السودان، واستطعنا أيضا بمشاركة فاعلة من مجموعة المعاقين من اتحاده وأعطونا ما يرونه مناسبا ومناسب لوضعه في الدستور الدائم لدولة جنوب السودان. وبرضو دي كانت فرصة هم مستعدين يقدموا التعبير بتاعهم بطريقة جماعية أو بالطرق الفردية، وما زال هنالك المجال لوضع طلباتهم المباشرة عبر المفوضية.
We are really hopeful that this constitutional process is very inclusive of everybody in South Sudan, and we believe this time that this constitution will not be a politician-driven, but it will be a citizen-driven constitution. So from now onward, we will see that all things will work good for the citizens of this country, including
the subcommittee of National Constitutional Review Commission assigned to Jonglei State has engaged with internally displaced persons on discussions on engagement and amendment of the Constitution, the nationwide civic education and public consultations aimed at ensuring that the views of South Sudanese across the states and 3 administrative areas are put into the permanent constitutional making process. Reporter John Sogam reports from Bor, Jonglei State.
At this IDP camps in Bor, life is a daily challenge. Residents continue to endure hardships, holding on to the hopes of a better tomorrow. A better South Sudan built on respect for the Constitution, the rules of law, and protections of individual rights. The arrival of the National Constitutional Review Commission's Subcommittee for Public Consultations has renewed that hope, giving people a chance to express their opinions on the future permanent constitution.
Whatever you express today, we will take it as it is. No any single word will be dropped out. And we will report it as it is.
الدستور بتاع الدولة لما ندير فيه الدولة بيشتغل بالصوت بتاع الشعب. دولة جنوب السودان لما عمل إنه بقى دولة مستقر عنده دستور. اللي ورينا الميدان الكان لسه ما عمل. الكان ديربو الدستور بتاع الدولة بتاعنا يورينا زادو.
Once the public's views are collected nationwide, the Constitution Drafting Committee will compile them into a draft constitutional text. These drafts will be presented to the national parliaments for approvals before being forwarded to the presidents for assent into law.
Whatever we come with as a constitution, and then it is where can guide us. Whenever you come for an assignment like this and then put it in action. Because whenever you be accountable to your people, it is...
The commissions is mandated to ensure that the permanent constitution making process is inclusive and people's driven. This makes public consultations vital, enabling the citizens to shape the future of South Sudan through their voices and contributions. Sogam John, Ssbc, Bor.
And with that, viewers, we have come to the end of our news bulletin. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the entire working crew in the studio, I am Gore Anthony saying bye-bye. Keep tuned to Ssbc for the rest of our broadcast.